Hi, and welcome to this video for 48 and 24. Almost forgot how many videos we're going to do. We have a very special guest. We've got Pam Murray and Jess Lancaster from our QA department, which is kind of interesting to come over. You know, maybe not the typical what we think of for guests. So first, before we get into why you're here, tell me a little bit about your guys' stuff. How long you been at TechSmith? What do you do specifically?
Okay.
Pam, you want to start?
Well, I do software testing, and I've been doing that for almost 15 years now. I've been at TechSmith just over a year, though.
And you work on, what do you primarily test for?
I test Snagit.
Okay, fantastic. And Jess?
And my name is Jess Lancaster. I'm the test manager here at TechSmith. Worked with Pam also in a previous life, and I've been here for about 2 years.
Great. So, like I said, when you think an event like this, you don't typically think QA. But you guys you use the products a lot, and you've got a lot of knowledge about what the products do because you're testing them, right?
Yep.
Right.
So tell me a little bit, I guess, when you're out doing QA, not just at TechSmith, what are some of the challenges that you face where a tool like Snagit or Camtasia, how does that come into being helpful? Because I don't know enough about QA to say I can speak intelligently enough to say, like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
I would say probably the number one challenge is telling a developer what we're seeing. So getting that information to the right hands in the right way.
Okay, so like instead of typing out and describing something like, well, I first clicked this and then I did this,
Right.
you can actually just show it?
Yes, because that can take a lot of back and forth. Well, what did you mean, or which button did you push? Because maybe there's two buttons that are named the same thing. So this way you can show them exactly what you are doing.
And I'm sure, do the developers probably like that then?
They love it, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it takes a lot of confusion away.
So is a tool like Snagit then, is it kind of standard in your toolbox everywhere you've been?
It is for me. It has been for me. I'm not.
Yeah, a lot of
about
places
Jess.
I've worked, we've used screen capture to collect our bugs, whether we're doing things like a print screen and then dumping it in a Word document to identify an issue. But a lot of times when you do that, all you really get is that image. And Snagit provides testers with the ability to annotate and draw arrows to where the problem is, to highlight that, and it becomes a richer form of communication, visually more so. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can display those defects in a kind of a broader sense, rather than writing up paragraphs to try to explain something. You can do a short video or do an image. One of the things that's kind of neat about it is now that we're doing reporting bugs via video, that's helping a lot of remote workers work more effectively together. So developer and tester could be separated across the country or the world and be able to record a video of a defect, and tester could send that to a developer, and so they'd be able to see exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So I'm sure in this process, you guys have learned a lot about Snagit, and that's one of the reasons we wanted you guys to talk, is you've learned a lot as a QA professional. I guess what are the things that you've learned about that you maybe didn't know Snagit could do now that you're here? There's got to be at least one thing, right?
Oh my gosh, a lot of things. Yeah, actually, when I came here, that was probably the biggest thing that excited me, was all of the functionality that Snagit had in it that I didn't realize I could take advantage of, that would have made things so much easier for me. Of course, now I take advantage of them.
So before, in your previous work life, you were just kind of using what, basics? Then like capture,
Basics.
arrow,
Yep.
done?
Yep, pretty much that's it. It was a tool that was given to us and just shown basically what you just said. Do a capture, here's an arrow, draw a box, highlight, and that's it. And you don't really get a lot of time to explore things, so you just stick with what you know.
You're exploring every other tool that you're testing, right?
Exactly.
Nooks and crannies. Okay.
Exactly. So
let's go through some of your guys' what were the big ahas? Because I'm
Okay.
guessing a lot of our audience out there, when they go to watch this, they're going to be thinking, oh, well, I know Snagit. And you probably did, you thought, I know
Oh
Snagit.
yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of a support, kind of a support call that we had with some fellow testers at another organization last fall. They were telling us all of the features that they wanted us to put into Snagit, and every single one of them, I think it was 4 or 5, every one of them is in the product right now. And it amazed me that they didn't go the next step and kind of explore the product in more detail. This is one reason why we wanted to take an opportunity to share this out.
So lesson lightning. What's you've got a slide so we can flip
Yes.
to that occasionally. But
Yep.
So what's first one that you want to talk about?
The first one that we want to talk about is, of course, the normal image capture for doing bugs, the tools that you can use to annotate things, and then a feature that I didn't realize, I knew it was there, but I didn't know why I would use it, and that's tagging and keywords. So if you are working on a product and you're doing a lot of screenshots where they're very similar looking from project to project, you can tag them or you can put a keyword on them, project A, project B, and then you can sort and bring up all the images for that project.
So just to be clarify for any viewers, so that's a Windows feature.
Yes.
And Snagit Windows, you go into the library and you can then add the tags and keywords.
Correct. Yes. The other one was sharing, being able to share out directly and get a link that I can send to someone, because we did a lot of embedding images in emails, and which irritates people. and
IT hates probably because you're using an inbox space.
Exactly.
And
yes.
probably makes it hard to reference too. Like if you have to, and I don't know, do you guys go back and reference maybe bug screenshots? And
Sure.
Absolutely.
so if it's lost, I can't keep control of my inbox usually, so
Right.
I imagine it gets lost.
Yep. So we do have a short video if we want to kind of talk through that.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Now, is there audio for the video?
There's not. We're just
We
going
were
to
just
talk.
going to narrate.
Perfect.
Yep,
Let's look at it. Now it's funny. We had a tech support issue earlier. Our stream crashed and it was tech support. So let's see, can we find any bugs there as we go today?
Let's hope not. Okay, so this is just showing a typical screenshot. We have a step tool that allows you to say, these are the points that I want to talk to you about. So you can go through and number the different areas.
Okay. Maybe provide some text in the email below.
Yep,
some
some
sequencing.
sequencing, yep. And this allows me to take out some of the content that might be proprietary or
So a blur tool.
something we don't want people to see.
If you were doing some testing on something that had, say, social security numbers or other things on it, you could blur that for any kind of regulatory concerns.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And then there's just different tools that I can use. I can highlight, I can draw boxes, I can say, I really don't like this image, give me another one. All kinds of tools here that you can put on here. You can include some text boxes so that you can say, here's all of the changes that I want you to make. So everything can be right here in your image. You don't have to put anything in an email, nothing. Just send the link and it's all there. And then this is where you can go over to the library now. And as you can see, there's a lot of images in here and you can get hundreds and hundreds of them to have to scroll through and search. So you can create a keyword, or you can add, we have flags that you can put on them, and you can sort by the flags and you can get just the 5 or 10 that you want rather than getting hundreds to look through.
Pause for a second, because
Sure.
I've got a question for you. So I'm imagining in a project, and I know Pam, you mentioned you're working on Snagit. The development cycle tends to be kind of longish. I mean, depending on like from a major to a major, right? And I'm guessing you're not just getting hundreds of images; you're getting maybe thousands.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, this is just maybe this isn't important, but do you just have to go out and wipe out all your images just to keep your computer from overflowing, or even if you keep track?
I don't, because they're on Screencast.
Okay, so everything you take, you upload it to screencast.com.
Yep, 99% of what I do is on Screencast.
Okay.
Yes. In the cloud, not on my computer.
Nice. So once you upload it, you delete, and so
Yep.
keep your inbox or your tray clean, I guess.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Interesting.
So this just shows you that you can flag the different images and then do some sorting.
One of the benefits of being able to tag those images, we might get to this a little bit later, but you can use your screenshots for also documenting your test results. So a lot of organizations require the testers to not only record images for defects, but also to document the test results to prove that features are working. And so that works great for grabbing some screen images as you're kind of walking through your testing.
So yeah, it sounds like it provides a history, so you can prove what you've done.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And some organizations are a bit more compliance focused, and so they need to have those test results that could be audited or used for any of those particular considerations. So Snagit's a great tool for capturing that.
So in this situation, and I don't know anything about compliance. I did work in pharmaceuticals, so I understand like a health side of things a little bit. But is there a concern, like if you're starting to annotate those screenshots, is that problematic then? Or is it just that you've documented that you have it? Or do you need a kind of a pure, like in some places, in some regulatory issues, you don't want to doctor the image at all, have anything implied, even though you wouldn't be changing the quality of it, you'd just be adding to it. But is that problematic, Maybe you don't know.
I haven't had any experience with that in particular, but I do know I have worked with organizations that required the testers to document the results of their test cases, and rather than just putting pass like this is working, you don't have any evidence of that, but utilizing your test results using the images to show that the features are working is definitely commonplace.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, we are running short on
Sure,
time, so
sure.
any last ones that you feel like are every QA person out there, and really everyone out there just needs to know?
Well, yeah, you want me to narrow it down?
So many.
Well, instead of image, you can also do a video. So I can video myself doing the steps, and I can send that to the developer so he can see exactly what I did. Another thing, we talked about documentation. I can video what I'm doing, and then I can pull screenshots out of the video and create written documentation that way.
How do you guys create your written? And I don't know if we do a lot of written documentation. Is it Word, Excel? I mean, obviously there's bug tracking tools, but Snagit can go out to Word and
A lot of different outputs.
A lot of them.
Excel, and I think
Google.
We did. I think there was a team system
Yes, there
output
is.
from Snagit if you're using that one. So.
Yep. We have lots of different outputs. Email. You can send it anywhere.
You get to share it easily. Put it in that make that documentation process hopefully easier.
Yep. And then of course we have the new mobile device, which is really cool because if I am called over to a user's desk and I'm looking at a problem that they're having, or we're doing some acceptance testing, and I see an issue, I can take out my phone, take a picture of the screen. When I get back to my desk,
take a picture of the screen.
When I get back to my desk, because maybe not every organization allows every person in the company to have Snagit. I can get back to my desk, I can put it in Snagit, make the annotations that I need to make, and send it to the developer.
And probably, I'm sure for Pam, if they're having problems with Snagit, it's not working at TechSmith. We're starting to get limited in our options, right?
Right.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yes.
our Fuse app, and we've also used that for meetings when we go in and have discussions for designs and things. You can just go ahead and take a screenshot with your phone, get back, shoot it right into Snagit with the QR code, and it's right there on your desktop.
Very cool.
I think the last thing would be being able to put a caption on your image. So a lot of times a developer would say, well, I don't know when you took that. That could have been you took that before we had the issue. So that's not really proving to me that you tested it after I fixed it. You can have your screenshot record the computer, the person, the date, the time, anything that you want.
So actually really get clear documentation of what
Yes.
you're doing and when it's happening.
Yep.
Which seems like it would be critical, especially if builds are going out and software every single day.
Right.
You never know. Was that build 21 or is that build 22?
Right.
It might be different. Very cool. Well, Jess and Pam, we're gonna have you stay with us for a couple more minutes.
Okay.
We're gonna finish up this recording. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Hopefully you guys got some ideas. And I'm guessing even if you're doing QA, obviously lots of tips. I know Jess and Pam are great resources. If you want to get in touch with them, let us know. We'll connect you. I don't know if we have Twitter handles or anything like that for you guys, but send a tweet to me. I will talk to them. And Pam, we know that you were nervous about being out here, but you did fantastic. So we will be back in just a minute, but we're going to continue on. We're at the 12:30 hour, and we've got lots more videos to go till we reach a full 48. And we'll be back. Thanks.
Thank you.